but beauteous fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed their vigils keep. I'm going there to see my Father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home.
I'll soon be free from earthly trial. This body red in the old churchyard. I'll drop this cross of self-denial and go singing home to God. I'm going there to see my Savior. I'm going there, no more to room. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm just a going.
He's finna die, Chad. He's finna die. Is everybody excited to hear him finna die? We'll see in this trailer, huh? Anyway, I better take this off the screen. Now, the laptop is laggy. Don't know why that's happening. And also, the internet is out today because the cyclone is still hitting. And by the cyclone, I mean it's just rained constantly all day and everything's like flooded and stuff. It's pretty cool. Oh, boy. But we do indeed. I hate this new microphone. You can't adjust it up and down without actually adjusting the knob. And, you know, I love adjusting knobs. Miller the Killer is here quick in. And it's a good time for his shitty links because I guess this is the part where we wait for people to show up. Wicked movie reaction. Nobody gives a shit about this shitty Wicked movie.
I'm Aaron. I'm Calvin.
Now, Elite RE did link something about this where he said that he was calling Jake evil or something. I think that's his name. I think I've learnt the new fifth Blind Wave's name because of the discussions that happen in our Discord between Miller the Killer and such other parties as Elite RE. But whatever, I don't care about any of this. They did it. Miller's been complaining they haven't done this forever, but here they go. What do the comments say? Aaron's face for the entirety of Defying Gravity. There's no way this dumb song is good. It's from a shitty pop movie. We hate popular movies. Kinda weird they replaced their one member of color with a new white guy, and now that I think about it, that is true. Poor Shane. He got banished for minority behaviors, I have to assume. Can you believe it? How racist is Wave? There's absolutely no tweeting to go over. Oh, today I did find torrents of Anora and Conclave, so they might be our next two movies, and we might move Ain down the road a little bit. I feel like something else happened on the consumptive front. I watched episode 2 of Cowboy Bebop. I just played about an hour of Chrono Trigger. It's pretty cool, chat. We love Chrono Trigger. I was supposed to play Crash Team Racing. See, I saw that the trailer came out this morning. I'm like, I don't really care about this trailer this much. Whenever I stream next, I'll react to it. And then I'm like, what if Elite RE streams? Is he going to react to it? Now, the answer is probably no. But if he did, then I would have to skip that and then come back and watch it later, and that seemed annoying. And then I was just scrolling Twitter as I was lying down like 30 minutes ago, and I saw it. I was like, fuck it, just stream. You know, streams 2 days in a row. This probably hasn't happened all year, so fuck it, we'll do it. I don't think other than that any other consumpting is happening. It has happened rather. There was a football game. I don't know. I didn't do much today. It's from a play, actually, Kyle. Well, that does help its credibility slightly. Why do you want to watch Conclave, lol? Because it's cool. It's like a political drama thingy, and it's got like the Pope in it and stuff, and it's got Voldemort in it. And Cineflix put it as their #1 movie of the year. Could you believe it? And everything I saw, the clips they had in that seemed cool. So there you go. I have been spoiled that the ending is like a trans thing or something like that. I saw an angry YouTube short about it. But it seemed like it was from somebody that was mad about it for that, so it could have been like them taking it out of context. So we'll see. I had a really fun experience watching Conclave, how I thought the movie was based on a true story the whole time until the ending. Well, there you go. Miller Killer's hinting at our trans ending here. It's an intersex thing. Yes, that is what I heard. And Heath is here with his Yamiya faces. Does anybody have YouTube Yamiya faces yet, or just Elite RE? Nobody wants to become a member. Anyway, we don't need Twitter, I don't think, unless we got to check what Heath has been. Oh, I was looking up Fan with Elite RE the other day. That was funny. Any up here? No, Heath sucks. It's been a whole day, hasn't consumed a goddamn thing. We've got this trailer. Should we do it now? I gave it a 6, by the way. What do you think? When I wasn't looking at the letterbox a million times today to fucking look at it. I saw you gave it a 3. I'm not blind here. I did do another review today. I kind of tried to do a Chungking Express review, and I did officially make it 5 stars. But yeah, Miller Killer's right here. Duh. Bro T. Chanel gave it a 4, so I trust that much more. Visually delicious. Every shot is a passionate. Now that's a painting from me. This is from Yara Zaid, another bread tuber we like. Pop culture detective, a bread tuber we like less. He's talking about Spotlight here. That's crazy. I've seen that movie. Conclave is beautifully made and perfectly acted with breathtaking cinematography. I can't help feeling, however, like all that skill and effort is employed in the service of a West Wing-style liberal fantasy. Uh-oh. You know, these bread tubers, sometimes they get a little crazy, fetishizing institutional power. We gotta get rid of all hierarchies, goddammit, all of them. Every gorgeous shot is a love letter to the pomp and circumstance of the Catholic Church as an institution. This movie is less a portrait of the church in crisis and more a fantasy about how a terrible criminal institution could work for the greater good if only the correct people were put in charge. It's frustrating to see such fantastic filmmaking used to rehabilitate a structure from the Dark Ages that should, frankly, not be allowed to continue existing. The Catholic Church needs to be abolished, its ungodly wealth sold off, and all the money given to its tens of thousands of abuse victims. Go watch Spotlight instead. It's a better movie with a much better message. Spotlight was okay. Get this moralizing, this lame moralizing out of my face now. Anyway. Oh, the rain's picking up, chat. You can't hear it, you never can, but I wish you could. The ending is like the most dumb progressive thing ever. How can they say it doesn't even go far enough? Well, it is like, this is a massive thing in the bread tube sort of space, right? These like, because it is, you got to get rid of the whole institution, right? This is why they're all going to turn on One Piece when it ends and the Marines still exist. Like the Marines have to go. Everybody needs to be a Luffy pirate. There needs to be no structures because the structures will probably be racist. And we need reparations for the fishmen, etc., etc. The Riker FMA Brotherhood critique. Yes, but that comes from that one video. That's pretty funny, but yes. Mr. R is a lefty like this. Of course he would have. To be consistent, he would have to have takes like that. But any sort of like not extremely damning thing about the Catholic Church that also praises it in a good light would always be seen negatively by these people. Is there a Broe D Chanel review here, or did she just rate it? No. Oh, well, she's usually like a little less moralizing-y. It's funny because all the good big bread tubers are, well, no, because a lot of them, the good word there is helping me out a lot, where I'm like, they don't moralize that much, or they will moralize and then say it's still not a perfectly moral movie, but it's still good because they understand like flaws and stuff. It's just like selective. It just depends what you want to say. You can obviously do either way. Like you can say, sure, it's not perfect, but I love it anyway. And you can get lots of like claps. Like ContraPoints, every video is like that. Broe D Chanel, most videos are like that. Even Yara Zaid, most videos are like that. But like, I'm pretty sure Philosophy Tube videos aren't like that. But Philosophy Tube videos are probably garbage. I've only seen like one a long time ago. I did watch some videos today. They were like all music videos though. Like videos about music. So I don't think anybody will care about any of that. The ending literally proposes that only somebody who's both a man and a woman can lead the organization, somebody who is like 0.00001% of society. True, they will understand both perspectives, but there's not only two perspectives. We don't believe in the binary here, so that's that's slightly problematic. I don't think the movie even says anything particularly good about the church. While the fact that there is a happy resolution or the characters are portrayed as good guys and still indulging in said institution would still be a bad thing. Or the priests are flawed in different ways. Yes, but that like the liberal fantasy thing they're talking about directly calls that stuff out, where it's like if just like there's always a moral it's basically too individualized, which every story is always going to be individualized. Because like part of the messaging would be like, well, focusing on one person is not going to do anything. A good leader is not going to help a fundamentally corrupt system or whatever. It's all built into that liberal fantasy critique. But liberal fantasy can mean a million different things. Anyway, we should probably do The Last of Us, huh? I'm probably going to want my little icon to be showing up, which means I got to do guts for a second. Yippee! Woohoo! Waha! That's Mario. I didn't play any Mario today, so I haven't got my 100 stars in that first level yet. I'll go in general in case it's a troll. That could be funny. Now, built-in didgeridoo just now. Did you hear that? That was crazy. Why isn't this showing up? This is pissing me off. I'm not leaking anything if I click on this. I'm in general. Why is it not popping up? Invisible. Visible. Oh, do I have the wrong one? Invisible. Visible. Indivisible. What if I just hang up and try? What if I go into collabs? Does it only work in collabs? I don't think. Kill yourself. I'm choking here. Where's the display capture? It's on the bottom. What's happening? Why is this not working? You're pissing me off. I bet if I click here, it's working. It's not. Let me just copy this one over and put it here. Why is it in a weird shape like that? But it's also not working here. Kill yourself. Kill yourself now. Please kill yourself. You sure Twitch voice channels? I'm sure. It's not working. What if I close this and reopen it? In that case, we might need to do this. What is this? Oh, this is in here for some reason. We can get rid of this. That's pretty sexy, huh, chat? Now... What am I doing here? What's chat saying? It's like a war movie where just the fact that the church is being portrayed with beautiful directing itself, putting the church in a good light. I mean, you could make that argument, right? Because, yeah, but like, so stop making me defend this argument. I don't give a fuck about this stupid shit. Let's reopen Discord and see if it'll work. If not, I'll just give up. Their fits do indeed look sick. I believe you. Imagine caring about this. Last of Us fans are so sad. It's like the most popular television show in the world when it's airing. It's still not working. Why? It's pissing me off, chat. I'm finna fight somebody, you know? I don't know how to fix this shit. I haven't tried in fucking 20 years. Wait, did I even join a call? Yeah, I did. Works whenever shitty LERE is in here. But we can just do it without it. We don't care. Now, get this thing off. Oh my god, I can get cheap viewers? This is crazy. I wonder what is the most popular show in the last few years. Well, there's like House of the Dragon. I don't know if One Piece, Netflix is that high up there. Severance is a popular one now. I guess we would probably put... Like, I feel like The Last of Us was more popular than, like, One Piece. Is that even true? Probably not, right? Because, like, kids can watch One Piece. One Piece is for kids. It's fucking kiddie shit. Like, it was probably definitively, like, Breaking Bad / Game of Thrones for a little while, right? I guess Squid Game is probably more popular than all of them. It just doesn't have a sustained level of success. And then what, would Jujutsu Kaisen count and be in this category? I don't know if any of the Marvel shows are really that popular. I don't know. I feel like there's like something I'm missing, but who knows? God, HBO. Oh my god, it must be a House of the Dragon trailer. Look at this fucking logo here. This is going to be sick. Now, Heath is linking something, and I like getting distracted. What he's going to do once he gets past season 2 content and doesn't have any anime clips to use. This is big. Totally not Mark. I knew it. Just use other anime stuff, you know. What does Super Eye Patch Wolf do? Lamau, he'll probably stop like he did with JoJo and Bleach. His videos are blocked in my country, by the way. So sad. Totally not Mark? Then how did I just see it? Why the fuck isn't that reactive image thing working? It's pissing me off right now. Pissing me off. Pissing me off. Oh. I don't know anything anymore. Anyway. Stop thinking about it. Let's start this shitty YouTube video. Hold on, actually, before this. Oh, no. I spilt my water everywhere. There's like nothing I can do about this, right? It didn't go in anything. The microphone's still on. It's pretty saturated. The laptop got a little wet, but it shouldn't be broken. I'm not going to get a towel. It could use a toweling, though. So I gotta take the seat here, and I'll squeeze it. And then I'll pat it over with my hands. It's better if it's on the ground, you know? And it ain't gonna dry, because it's fucking... There's not a bit of sunlight. It honestly wasn't that bad. It just tipped over, but then the water bottle landed properly. So it wasn't spilling on the ground for moments. Ooh, there is like a decent bit of water in the cup holder, though. Hold on, chat. I was so gingerly handling the microphone because I'm like, if I touch it, the microphone's going to be disconnected. But that doesn't happen anymore. The bottom of the microphone's a little wet. We're going to move you away a little bit. Now, how the fuck do I dump this thing out? I'll have to like throw it up really quickly and let like the ricochet put it everywhere. Because if I just put it up, it'll just go into the seat holder, you see? These are the things you got to figure out in life. Okay, I did it. Terrific. Now it's gone everywhere. Well, that's not good. What is this? Is this going to get moldy or something if I put it... Well, I'll just have to stream tomorrow and put it back down or something. Because it's not going to dry while I'm streaming. Unless the laptop's heat. Oh, that might be a good idea. This laptop never gets that hot even while I'm streaming though. I remember that used to be a big thing for the old laptop. I hadn't thought about that until it was convenient for me in this moment. Hold on. I'm like dipping my fingers in the water and then putting it on the bottom of the laptop. You know, I'm a genius. If I move the laptop a little bit closer, it can... This isn't going to work. Anyway. Hold on. How do I... Maybe I should bring up an IGN walkthrough on my phone so that becomes the hottest thing in the world. And then it'll dry some of it out. I'm a genius. You ever use an IGN walkthrough on your phone? Fucking terrible, this fucking website. IGN Mario 64. I fucking hate when I accidentally click the dot when I'm trying to click space on my phone. IGN Chrono Trigger walkthrough. Here we go. This is in my search history. Guide. Now I need to load a very big page. Click on it, you piece of shit. It's taken forever to load. It's so fucking unoptimized. Actually, I think it's already lagging and stuff. This could be good. All right, I'm going to put that right there. But I've got to have it on in the background. Is that going to work? So I can have Twitch up. Somehow Twitch is better optimized than this fucking website. Now I'm going to put this over here. Do you not remember him solving the Toei problem by YouTube giving him the ability to block his channel in Japan? What is Miller in Japan right now? Is that what he's trying to flex on us? Is this a bit? Get paper towels? I'm not going inside to get paper towels and coming back. Are you crazy? Then I'll get all wet. Now, what was I up to? We were doing a thingy. Ah, that goddamn mouse pad has water on it, so I gotta get this shit off so I can fucking scroll a little bit. Piece of shit fucking goddamn fucking thing. That is the first time we've ever done that somehow. You'd think constantly. Okay, that kind of worked, I think. Anyway, so let's get the headphones back out. Let's readjust here, chat. Let's be serious for a second. God damn it, this is a professional goddamn operation. At least I wish. Now, this going off. You didn't get wet, you fucking moron. Why? Kill yourself. I don't give a fuck about the updates. That was more entertaining than anything from The Last of Us. Oh. Well, what does this mean? Interact? Filters, properties? Refresh? I don't even think I'm still in a call, so I don't think it's going to work that way. Wait, I refreshed it. Do you think it's going to work now? Oh, ain't no way. Ain't no way, lil bro. Ain't no way. Ah, I'm a genius of all sorts, I am. I'm a menace. Anyway. Okay, that's working. That's kind of cool. Now, get rid of this. You got a Last of Us trailer and intro to do, and I took a drink because, you know, you got to do that before you start recording, you see? Now get this little fucking circling thing off my screen. Oh, and I was also tabbing over to see if last time we, like, for the last trailer, we did a little reaction thing. Woo-wee! How recent would it have been? Why don't I just search these things? We did an intergalactic one, but that's because that was super cool. The Last Jedi. No. Remember when what do you think I said about any of these episodes? Episode 8 got 16 minutes? Did I, like, fail to record or something? Oh, because there was 9 episodes, maybe? Anyway. Talking about The Last of Us, episode 2. God, remember when we used to think these titles were a good idea? What an idiot. Oh, we did 5 months ago. Show bad. True. Okay, we did. That's crazy. All right, let's do it. Oh, neck sore must stretch. Well, everybody, isn't this just such a wonderful surprise? I'm sitting here on a random Sunday and The Last of Us Season 2 trailer comes out. Except, we hate this show. As we went over in our last trailer discussion that I just relearned myself as I looked it up and tabbed over, we did do a reaction to the last trailer, so that's crazy. I remember there was a clock in it. Joel seemed like he was going to a therapist. Joel was in it a lot. There's been a lot of subsequent speculation that Joel might die at the end of this season rather than the beginning, and we might be doing some fleshing out flashback and forward chicanery, which I guess is a concept I'm okay with, like if the first 4 episodes are with Abby before she kills Joel, because the TV show can be different. But if the annoying thing is if people start saying that that's how the game should have done it, and like, Because that is already a talking point about how we should have cared about Abby before she killed Joel, even though, no, fucking morons. It makes me so angry for a million different reasons. But the only thing I'm really scared about is it reflecting on the game discourse, which obviously I am much more sensitive to than with the first season. And if we can recap, my problem with the first season was that I know the first game so intimately. We just love each other. Except I don't. I put it to the side. I threw it out, like that one Toy Story clip when the great Season 2 came out. I mean, Part 2 came out. I'm getting fucking gaslit by this shitty show. But, like, it would annoy me that, like, they would say the lines, but they wouldn't say them right and stuff like that. And most of the most emotional moments built up in that way. Though, the show was really good. I am going to rewatch it before the second season comes out, which I think the date in my head, at least, is April 13th. I'm also delusionally planning to try and get all of my Last of Us Part 2 scripted videos out before then, which I've got literally a month to do, and I've also got to finish a Pokemon video before it, so how about I just kill myself instead? So anyway, Alita already gets mad at me because I do overlong intros before we get into the reaction portion of this, but whatever. We are also live on Twitch. This is crazy. That sounds like the worst idea ever. I think Miller the Killer here is talking about showing Abby for the first 4 episodes or something. It does seem kind of like a bad idea because I feel like most people that don't know about the thing, which is Joel dying. This is not a spoiler-free reaction. I don't know if anybody would have clicked on it expecting so. You just got spoiled. What was I talking about? Yeah, I don't know if we just start with new characters that are unconnected. I don't think they would like that. Though I'm not sure how much just like people who have only seen the TV show really care about Joel and Ellie that much. I don't know anything. Let's just watch the fucking goddamn motherfucking trailer. How about that? I haven't seen anything really. I haven't been spoiled on anything cool either. I think the caption on the tweet that I saw when I first saw it was like, "You can't stop this" or whatever. Abby's line. Or no, is that Ellie's line later? Or it's like the vengeance. You can't stop it. Maybe they both say it. I actually can't remember. Killing Joel super early is like the appeal. Yes, it's like obviously the coolest thing. But I don't know. Neil Druckmann, I believe in him. I think he's the best writer of all time. I think he's so cool. We love him. And you'd like to think he's not a fucking pussy who would listen to his fans or some fucking nonsense like that and be pressured into changing it because he thinks he actually did do something wrong because the outcry was bad. And like in the director's commentaries and stuff, he seems to hold rather firmly in all of his decisions and stuff like that. And obviously it's not like the game is universally loved. In his like, to use his enemy's terms, like in his echo chamber, obviously The Last of Us Part 2 is like the greatest game of all time. Tens everywhere. All the people that worked on the game with him think it's great, etc., etc. It won the Game Award, etc., etc. So I believe. But who knows? Again, the show's different. He's done a bunch of stuff out of order in the show and stuff like that and changed a bunch of things. It's all fine. I don't know. Let's just watch. The fuck is that? Oh, this is the snow segment at the beginning of the game where you're in the shop. Should we full screen it? Should we make the brightness up? I don't know why we don't full screen these usually, but let's just fucking do it. Why is the quality bad? 720. What are we doing here? Three graves, fireflies. Oh. So that right there already, and I don't know if we want to pause throughout. We should probably let it play because we will go back. But this probably indicates that this is after Joel kills everybody. And we're having a moment where we're burying everybody with the firefly pendants. My name's Abby. The fireflies are dead, Owen. Give up. And let's go kill Joel. Also, Abby's going to be skinny.
You okay?
This is their little date.
Yeah.
This is where we live. What's that?
That's a lot bigger. But didn't we see Jackson already and it looked more Last of Us Part 2-y in the original show? Because there is an episode with Tommy and Maria. Maria was a black woman, I think. Some of the details are very hazy with me in that show, so obviously it's going to be good to rewatch. Is it that big, or do we just see this one like street thing in the game? I don't know. They have a big part of it walled off. I guess you just haven't seen this wide of a shot of it before.
What's that? This is where we live.
Oh my god, we're doing Uncle Joel, I just realized, because I saw one frame of the next bit.
What's that?
The fence.
What's inside?
Okay, so change of scenery for this scene is interesting. It doesn't look like it's in a shed. There's something about Ellie's opening shed that I really like. It's probably because I've seen that scene a million times, because I've attempted to make a video on that scene about a million times. But also, it's like a little shed in the backyard, you know. It's also the back of Joel's yard, I'm pretty sure. So she still lived there for like 4 years while they weren't talking, which makes it kind of interesting when you think about it. There's also no PS3 or PS3 games over here. That's embarrassing. She might have her own house. It's not a big deal. It looks very different. Ah, they did the shot. Is anybody else sawing right now? This is the trailer shot. I did make a video about this one.
The fence.
What's inside?
People.
That was Dina,
Sounds
obviously.
right.
We've seen that before. We've seen that shot before, too. Oh, we got scars. So, yeah, that has to be a flashback to, like, more militarized wolves. So this is going to be another thing, and this is another bit of discourse that's going to annoy me, is people saying, man, they sure did waste the great Isaac in the original game, when him getting killed off like out of nowhere at the end is like the coolest part about the game, where it's like a twist and you don't expect the bad guy to be killed at this point, and then Yara just kills him after Yara's been killed, and it's like, oh, Yara actually did get a moment, because at first you're like, oh my god, I went through all this and Yara's just gonna die fucking here, we just did a whole day's worth of missions to save this bitch, and then she shoots Isaac when they're not looking and saves everybody, and it's like, ah, it was worth it, never mind. And it's like such a cool little to give the final kill for like the built-up bad guy of Ellie's story to Yara, and it's just a bunch of cool and interesting subversions, and then they run away, and then the "You are my people" line. They're gonna fuck that one up in the show. I can almost, because that's the cringiest line of all time that somehow isn't cringe at all in the game. But I don't know if this show will be able to pull it off. Are we gonna see Lev in this fucking trailer? We're gonna see the great Yara in this fucking trailer. They totally could have cast the actual Lev and Yara. They probably didn't know. But yes, obviously the wolf stuff being in tanks and stuff, like this is not something we see in the actual game. They're not as militarized like this because they're not fighting another military, obviously. They're fighting the Scars, which is a lot different, and zombies. So this is probably them versing Fedra, which means more flashbacks. I'm telling you, we're getting these 4 episodes at the beginning about Abby or something. Whoa. Oh no, that is Abby. I thought this was Ellie for a second. Owen looks like Stephen Amell. I assume this is maybe Mel. She looks like she could be pregnant. Did we whitewash Nora over here somewhere? Probably not. Which means one of these could be Manny. And then there's the other couple. The one with the nude and her boyfriend, which is the one with the scar. Then there's another one that is the one that's killed by Tommy in the thingy. And then other than that, there's Manny. I can name them all. I'm a genius. Is this maybe like Isaac or something? I don't know. We're probably going to meet their mother thingy, which I feel like the powerful thing about her is that you never meet her. The helmets look cheap. Did I say that, or did I just think that? So we're expanding on this scene like we did in the sniper section, I'm assuming. We're not letting the whole trailer play through at all. Where I'm assuming there's like because they changed how the zombies work in the show, right? So there's going to be like a zombie horde. Another thing I don't want happening is them putting this type of zombie horde thing into the 3rd game. Though Neil Druckmann said this week that the 3rd game might not be coming ever. Hee. Nobody believes that. But we're focusing on the Great Intergalactic right now. Because obviously Abby gets chased by a few of them. It's kind of a cool set piece at the very beginning when you're controlling her. There's also the horde that chases Joel, Tommy, and Abby eventually. Could be a bunch of things. This is like a big assault on Jackson, which is weird, but okay. I know, it feels a lot more poppy and actiony, which the show has been the whole time, so sure. Seattle? We could have Scar episodes, I guess, that aren't just Lev and Yara.
By the time the sun...
Jesse is interesting. I don't know if we've seen him before, but hold on, there's a shot here. Is this Abby walking down the hospital, or is this something else? There is only one, and I can't really tell if it's Abby or Ellie. There's a little Scar girl there. I'm sure she's going to be cute before she's killed. Zoom in and enhance. I don't know who that was. Jesse's not handsome enough. Recast him.
The sun comes up tomorrow.
Oh, that was, this is Isaac's voice. Anyways, Miller saying anything in here? Should probably keep it up. You think he's a better writer than Anno? Do I think he's a better writer than Matthew Weiner? Do I think he's a better writer than Kotaro Miura? I don't know, right? Leave me alone. Which side character are they going to give their own episodes that's not in the game at all, like they did for those gay guys? Well, first of all, Bill's a massive character, but he's cooler in the game, of course, because he's like crazy and stuff. But that episode was pretty good. I mean, Isaac is the obvious one because there's all that backstory and like the notes and stuff. There are others, like you could give Nora her own episode, or I don't know, you could make Mel like more likable or something, though. That's kind of part of you like rooting against Mel, even though she's like clearly the victim in it, is kind of part of like the moral ambiguity point. Lev's mother is totally one you could do. There's a million little incidental characters, right? Like there's a few Scars you have a few encounters with, like the one from that first Abby trailer. Or you can just invent that cute little girl or something. Zombies destroying Jackson in part 3 is going to be so good. Maybe. Who's the kid? Tommy's. He's not in the game, right? Yes, I'm assuming it's Tommy's kid. They are all kind of younger in the show, right? I don't know if this is funny or if it's racist or not racist. It's funny that they both married black women, right? Or I guess Joel was married, I think, in the game they say that. I don't know if they say that in the show. But they both have mixed black kids. That's interesting. But yeah, I'm only assuming it's Tommy's kid because it's a black kid and it looks kind of mixed race. I don't know why Isaac couldn't have been the boss fight instead of the guy you fight. The super big guy at the end? I don't know. Gameplay. I don't care. So do you think Abby doesn't look yoked up because Ellie still looks like she's 10 years old in this? Neil Druckmann did give a whole talk about how it's like, well, we were casting her and we did bring buff girls in, but we like this girl the best, and so fuck it, we'll just have her not be skinny. And then he did bring up that the buffness was kind of primarily a like gameplay thing to make her control like Joel. Which is kind of true and something that was always going to be in one of my videos, so that was kind of cool. But anyway, did Tommy have a son in season 1? I don't know. That is true. Like, how far is the time skip? Like, we could be doing like 5 years, so the kid is like that. I feel like he might have had a little son or something. I can see that vaguely happening. I don't remember it fully though. It could also just be another kid or something. I don't know. Oh, I guess there's a time skip. Yeah, but it's only 4 years. Please cut the Ellie sex scene. It'll feel like some pedo shit. The Dina girl does look young too, even in the dance scene, which is supposed to be the night before. So, no, maybe.
By the time the sun comes up tomorrow.
God, it's the Jesse moment where he splits up with her because she wants to. She like isn't even trying to lie that she's like in it for Dina. She's clearly in it for Abby. God, this fucking game is so good.
Sun comes up tomorrow.
So the kiss in the thingy, soy, the Joel flashback scene, soy. I don't know how they're gonna do that. Like that's cool for like a game, but if you just actually just redo it, I feel like it'll come off rather lame in the show. This kiss seems to be like when they're running, like underground. It might be when like. No, because Dina doesn't have her mask on, which means she would be dead. But also, do the spores even exist in the show? I forget. It looks like they're kind of like in danger and kissing for the first time here or something. Or like Ellie's gonna run off and put herself in danger, and it's like a goodbye kiss. Yeah, maybe. It doesn't look like a first kiss now that I think about it.
There's a very good chance you'll be dead.
Ellie's in a hospital.
There's a very good chance you'll
Oh, obviously. She does have scenes in a hospital, but I was like, why is she in the flashback hospital?
be dead. You're gonna lose.
And I remember this scene. Yes, yes. What is that? Oh, do you see what they're doing? We're getting a Joel flashback to being an evil guy episode. Is that like, oh, we'll make Abby more likable because Joel killed this old guy in a flashback? How old does he look here when he's holding the gun up? Doesn't look quite as old as I'm pretty sure he looks in a lot of these scenes. That'd be interesting. I mean, it does help make the larger point of my bigger Last of Us video is that, like, you basically learn to forgive Joel in The Last of Us Part 2 by Ellie and Abby's story, because Abby's story reminds you of Joel's story, and Ellie's story is about her becoming, like, even a worse a person than you hear that Joel is, and you still, like Ellie, and you still, like, see the good in her. So it's, like, ultimate redemption for Joel, which is kind of funny because people think it's, like, to make Joel, like, the bad guy because he's, like, the white guy or something. To show Joel, like, killing innocent people could, like, make it more of a thing of, like, Joel's ambiguity, something like moral ambiguity, something you're supposed to think about. Because it's implied a bunch in the first game that he's like, oh, I've been on both sides or whatever, and also the thing he does at the end, obviously. But, and then Ellie does way more selfish things for her personal love/hate in 2. Very well written game, you know, we love it. But, also this looks like zombie sex right now, so what's going on here? Or it's just a misdirecting fucking trailer image, shot, I mean. Running from the trains in the red, obviously that's an epic scene in the game because the lighting looks really cool. I don't know if that'll come across as well in a TV show.
Don't you know what he did?
Oh, that's right. The girl from Intergalactic is the Nora. Hold on, did you hear what she just said? Don't you know what he did? Oh, never mind. I was like, are they going to have a cringe dramatic scene where Ellie finds out there that, Joel, like, saved her and stuff? But she should already know if they've kept in the scene where she finds out, obviously. Oh, it's so good that she doesn't care, and when you're playing it for the first time. Oh, and if they do show it out of order and that's before it, like, oh, that's actually kind of a clever inclusion. I actually like this inclusion now. So what I thought was happening is that's where the TV show would find out that Ellie, or that's when TV show Ellie would find out that Joel was a bad guy. But obviously, part of the power at the end of The Last of Us Part 2 is that it's recontextualized that Ellie has known the whole time. Now, it's not right at the end, but the right at the end recontextualization is that she, like, wanted to forgive him and then she couldn't, and that's why she's mad about everything. And it's more petty and pathetic. But obviously, at some point, you find out that Ellie has known the whole time. But if you don't know then and you're, like, mad at Nora because it's, no, don't tell Ellie. Like, she needs to think Joel is a good guy. Only to then have the recontextualization. That can, like, that would be really cool. But anyway, I don't know if that made any sense.
Don't you know what he did?
Lots of one-shots here. There's a bloater in Jackson. Cool.
You swore.
Ew, that was cringe. I got the bad soy chills then just now. August 13th, I was right about the date. I'm a genius. Ew. I don't like that at the end of the trailer at all. Especially when, like, I guess it's just different. Like, the anticipation levels are obviously different going into Season 2 than Game 2. But, like, the does she know thing is, like, the only thing you're, like, invested in going into, like, the second game. Obviously, the marketing made it the is Joel gonna die thing too. Obviously, the leaks kind of undermined that. Also, it looks like they're in, like, Jackson after it's been, like, broken down here. When this should be in Salt Lake City.
You swore.
Or this could be, like, he just saved her after the zombies nearly broke through, and he's trying to have a moment with her, but she's telling him to piss off. Which which would be okay. But I didn't like the delivery or anything. I feel like we did all the analysisizing as we went, and there's not much to go over except for this last bit in, like, detail. So who knows? Did Miller the Killer say anything else? We'll see. God, each flashback is going to take up so much time, potentially an entire episode. Going to be so boring in TV format. Maybe. I don't know. It is funny because they so far what Neil Druckmann has said is there isn't a part 3 like of the games or anything, and like the show will be 4 seasons, which means we're supposed to assume that game 2 is going to take up 3 seasons, which would mean a lot of stretching and fleshing out. Now, I say this whenever I talk about any sort of adaptation, but like, obviously the pacing is like, now Miller the Killer definitely disagrees with this point, but the pacing I think is a very strong part of the game. Miller the Killer will go on about Ellie Day 2 and he won't shut the fuck up about it. About how it drags. Now, I don't know, part of it, especially a lot of the Ellie thing, like the Ellie story, is like there are a lot of holes in it, but you sort of ignore it because you think the game is one thing up until that point. And it's only like when you go back to that, like the second time with full context, especially because there's so many little details about the timeline and like, oh, you can kind of like, this is sort of an indication of what Abby is doing at this moment. When you're like, Ellie's in like day 2 and she's like gone through 17 squads of wolves and she's running away and then she like fucks over Jesse. And then when you realize like Abby is like in the aquarium, like, Abby's like above the skyline, like falling off of buildings right now, and has no idea that Ellie's coming at all until literally like she finds Mel and shit. And I don't know, that's such a great part of the game is that like it literally is like that Abby isn't even thinking about Ellie, doesn't even know that her or anybody like her is supposed to be here. I guess when she sees Tommy, but that's like right at the end of day 3, Abby, I'm pretty sure. It's like so cool, but you think like you sort of create a narrative that like Abby is like the one pulling the strings with the wolves and like she's getting really close to her. And obviously she kind of is at the end when she's swimming towards the aquarium and you feel like it's going to this big climactic build up, but it's not. And then when you see the Mel and Owen scene without any context for the first time, you're like, oh, these are the people from the beginning, and you kill them. And it's like, it just works so well when you think the story is going one way and then when it's not. And then you get the fuller context for it. It's, I don't know. The Last of Us Part 2 is like a recontextualizing the game, which is probably why I like it as much as I like it. Anyway, I guess we're going through here. I don't know what point I was making there. I guess it was about pacing and about how if you flesh things out too much. And that's also the point in like a lot of these things don't have a lot of build up and payoff, like with Isaac. And that's like, it's like sacrifice to the structure, but it's like, it makes it so interesting. Whereas, like, if every little thing is fleshed out, it's like, well, it feels like a more of a linear story. And I get that the non-linearness of The Last of Us Part 2 is why it's so impressive as, like, a game. Because, like, that really hasn't been done in a game to this level of detail, really, previously. And it has been in, like, movies and shows, so maybe you would want to do a more linear approach just to do it differently. But I also don't think that's what they're going to do at all. Like, the porch scene has to be in the last episode of season 4. Like, it has to be. Or like this, it could be the ending of the second last episode, and then the last episode is the Abby conflict at the end. God, that just reminds me about how in the commentary you originally kill Abby at the end, and I think I like that better. And it's like crazy. This is not really the place to talk about that, I guess. But I feel like that makes the Ellie final scene so much like, not so much better, but it adds a layer. But it also makes the thematic like critique more easy. Where it's like, oh, she got revenge and she didn't like it. Whereas it's like, she got there, she didn't even bother with the revenge because it wasn't like she didn't feel it in the moment. And she's still, I don't know. That's actually better. I don't know. I'm conflicted on all these things. Anyway, we're supposed to be going through here in frame by framing it. Joel is distressed in the snow. This doesn't mean anything. The Nora scene. Also, this Nora actress has to be like, I was going to say 30. Intergalactic lead actress. Her name is a hard one, okay? Can we just fucking find the fucking goddamn motherfucking name here? What is this? Oh, features a song. It's like there's been promotion for it. Is this girl's name anywhere? I should have just looked up her You character, but I can't remember it now. Oh, it's not even that hard. She's nearly 30. I'm not being too upsetting. And it's going to be funny because she's supposed to be like Ellie's age. But it is true, Bella Ramsey does look very young. Hold on, what was this door shutting thingy? Oh! On Miller's earlier point, the Firefly guy at the beginning, we're definitely getting an episode on. Now, this looks like Joel, because for a second I thought it was him. Because Tommy's old friend from the Fireflies, who has all the weed and the porn, his name is not Craig. That's the idiot that writes this show with the great Neil Druckmann. I forget his name, but you could easily do an episode on him. He had to leave his family and stuff. That's so sad. He'll be such a little conflicted guy. The no part 3 thing is the biggest lie I've ever heard. Yeah, obviously. They're obviously only splitting it up into multiple seasons because that's the minimum amount of time it'll take for part 3 to come out. That is a possibility, but like, it's also delusional, right? Like, Intergalactic is not coming out for like 2 years. And then that means The Last of Us 3 is like minimum 4 years after that. And so you'd be 2 years into the show being gone. Now, if like part 3 has a bigger time skip, then you could like give a bigger thingy. I don't know. They like, I don't know how you sell it to HBO. You better hope that, and now Sony definitely still owns The Last of Us TV rights. So if they say we're not doing a show, but like, is Sony gonna pressure Neil into doing a thingy? I don't know. I would be very nervous. I don't know. Especially since obviously they knew, like Neil definitely knew the whole time that Intergalactic was the next game, and like they have been kind of working on Intergalactic for like 4 years or whatever. Even though they were probably primarily working on The Last of Us multiplayer for a few years. Anyway, doesn't matter. What do you even like this game if you're like a complete opposite ending? Well, because it can work either way, obviously. Why wouldn't it be able to work either way? And also because everything that's happened that I've liked has already happened up until that point. And it makes it like less hopeful, which I think I like. Anyway. Please give me a Game of Thrones diversion. Like, that has to, like, kind of got to be the answer, right? You would think. Would Last of Us Part 3 even be about Abby or any of the characters you know? Well, this was the big discourse about a sequel originally. I always talk about, like, the only idea that can have both of them in it is that, like, Abby finds somebody that can make the cure again, and she has to go and find Ellie to see if Ellie still wants to do the cure. And that's obviously very interesting, because you can ask the question of, like, does Ellie even still want to do it? Was she just bluffing the whole time about how she would have sacrificed herself? Is she more cynical at the world and less likely to want to sacrifice herself? How does this come into conflict with Abby? What is Abby like now? And et cetera, et cetera. Then they would probably have to become friends and journey to wherever the guy is or something. It feels like a much smaller, like, part 1 sort of plot. That's, like, the only idea where you can have all of the characters in it again. Like, Ellie can have a scene where she says goodbye to Dina and she can be in it. And we can see Tommy over there and he tries to kill fucking Abby or something, and that's conflict there. And then, like, you see Lev again and she's traveling with them or something. And on the Abby side, all of her characters are dead, so it's just her and Lev. But anyway. You would think the stronger one would just be in, like, an Abby story, but then do you want to do that? Like, what happens when you do the reveal trailer? It's just Abby, and then Abby's on the cover, and, like, this is one of the most hated characters of all time. And similarly, like, I feel like most people would be pretty mad that like the game if it's just an Ellie story. So, yeah, I have no idea. Like, the new characters thing seems boring. Like, I feel like people used to talk about it when before part 2 was announced, where it's like, the world of The Last of Us is just so strong. You can, like, do anything in it, so it doesn't need to be about the characters. The world in The Last of Us, I couldn't give 2 fucks and a shit less about. Like, obviously the characters are the most interesting thing. And it's like, if you're just going to remove the characters, like, the set dressing of The Last of Us is not too interesting. Like, just make a new IP. Why not? Or just make another Uncharted game. Like, it's obviously, like, the writing that, like, I would care about. So, like, an Intergalactic is basically as exciting to me as a part... Well, no, because part 3 would have the investment. But a part 3 about the characters I like, trusting Neil to have a good idea, is, like, something I would be more invested in. But other than that, like, I don't know. It would be anything. But then if you do a part 3 and the characters aren't in it, I feel like the whole time you're playing the game, you're just waiting for one of them to show up or something. And it's like, if you choose not to, then the eventual disappointment that we're never in it would probably be a thing. You could do the marketing thing where you, like, announce that none of the characters are in it, but then people aren't going to believe you because Naughty Dog have lied in the marketing before. Who knows? Anyway. What a bunch of bullshit. It's all the characters, obviously. True. All the characters have places to go and unresolved stuff after part 2. Yeah, but a lot of that stuff doesn't really need to be resolved. Like, is Ellie going to reconstruct her life with Dina? Works really well ambiguously. Like, you can believe that she is, or you can believe that she isn't. I believe that she would. Does Abby actually find the Fireflies? Like, obviously the implication at the end is yes. What does she do with them now? Like, tries to set up communities. Cool. They're both off doing their thing. I don't know if I need answers to any of those questions. And I think if the game did happen, those answers would be done pretty quickly before we moved on. There is like, oh, you could play as JJ when he's like 18 or 16 or something. And Ellie's like a grumpy lady up in the woods, and like he doesn't know who she is, and like that could be like a framing device or something. I feel like at some point either I read a pitch about it being about Lev and JJ or something. But yeah, who knows? They'll just introduce a new antagonist group again, I'm sure. But like part 2 isn't about an antagonist group at all. Like the thought of that is like, well, that's boring. Because there isn't like, what is Isaac the antagonist group? Like, not really. Are the Scars? Kind of. Like, you like Isaac. You don't like the Scars because they're like crazy, but then there's the Slavers at the end. I don't know. I feel like introducing any new protagonists would make the cast too big, and this is going to be the final game bringing everything together. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be the final game, I guess. And there's nothing to bring together, I don't know. I guess the bringing together thing would be like the Cure stuff. But even that, I think that is like a corny... Like, I guess Ellie killing herself at the end is kind of cool. But it's for like the greater good, so it's not that cool. The Cure thing is kind of stupid. I don't know. Anyway. Let me just... So somebody's getting hung. Everything has a price. Who is this? This might be Dina. I don't know who this girl is. Also, the red lighting in that one scene we just saw it in didn't look cool like the game, so... I don't know who that girl is. A bloater just in the yard here is weird. This looks like Once Upon a Time at Hollywood's ending. Did they ever use the flamethrower in Season 1? Are we supposed to soy out because the flamethrower is finally here? A bloater getting in is like crazy. Especially with how they were shown in the first game. The first season, rather. And then this is just the... You swore. So I guess we've done a trailer analysis. I did it kind of as we went. I don't know if I need to go over any of this. The graves, the thingy, we got the thingy, we're changing some things. She's like getting out of a box here. Was she like captured? Very little Dina, huh? That just looks like the supermarket stuff. There's definitely like, we get no shot of them like rolling up as a group. Is it before this? Is it after this? The Abby shot here. I don't want Abby and them to be the reason why the gate gets broken or whatever. Like, that's kind of fucked up. Abby has a line where she's like, oh, we'll do what we have to do. Where it's like she's implying that they might try and attack the town if they can't find where Joel is or whatever. But nothing like that ends up happening. So if, like, they break the gate and let the zombies in or lead, like, a horde there, like, Abby wouldn't do that, but obviously it's a different Abby, whatever. Like, I guess that's an interesting choice. But then how does Joel save Abby and get in the thing? POV tracking Scar shot is, like, he definitely has to be the focus of the episode or something. That could be a thing where we get one, like, Wolf POV thing and one Scar POV thing. And it's like, oh, two sides of a conflict. Which is there in the game, but I kind of like that in the end it's just like all of the main characters just decide that this is like a background detail and we don't actually care. And then the same thing happens with the slavers and the revolting slaves at the end. Oh, we can also get Ellie with her first girlfriend if we want to make that an episode. We're writing this goddamn show now. Will we see that guy's penis like we did in the game? Big questions. Also, I don't know. This is an interesting thing. This could be, like, interesting. Not this one. But, like, if he's, like, half a zombie here and he starts, like, chanting like he's from, like, The Exorcist, and it's like, what do the zombies actually think? And Ellie gets some sort of an insight or whatever, because Ellie's biggest fear is becoming one of them or whatever, or ending up alone. And then she does in the end. Crazy. I think we've exhausted our discussion here. We did like a Last of Us Part 2 review in here and a Last of Us Part 3 predictions thing in here. So I hope everybody likes the Last of Us content here. We'll see if Miller the Killer has anything, then we'll get the fuck out of here. No way they'll do anything involving a cure. That'd be lame as, like, doing a second Death Star. Well, I mean, it brings up interesting character bits. But what do you think is unresolved in Part 2, then, besides, like, the Dina thing? And having a pro-suicide ending would be terrible. So, that's just war, right? War is suicide to help the country. You know, that's pro-suicide. Every war movie is a pro-suicide movie. If you gotta die to make a cure, then that's pretty epic. You gotta do it. Even then, I think the character decision is the interesting part. Like, if she got there and they like, she did the journey of, like, oh, we gotta get to this doctor and then he'll kill you and then he'll make a cure. And we get there and he's like, actually, I can just do this cool surgery and save you. Even her, like, attempting to do it. But then you would have to have her in the seat and say yes before it or something. She'd have to wake up and the doctor would be, I found a way to save you during surgery. Or something like that. That would be stupid, too. You know, I'm just spitballing here. I got a million ideas. Somebody hire me. You really think... Hold on. I accidentally clicked off the screen. Fuck off. You really think that's the last time we'll see, like, Dina and even Tommy leaving in such bad places? Well, Dina's in a fine place, right? She's hanging out with Jesse's parents. She's got her little kid. She's over her annoying ex-wife. Tommy is, like... It's, like, part of the game, right? His whole life got fucked up because he went too hard with the vengeance thing. But even then, Neil Druckmann's like, the idea he had for, like, a DLC or something or some point was a Tommy story. Which could lead to Tommy redemption. I don't know, it kind of hurts the finality of the second game if Tommy does get redeemed. Like, I kind of don't want him to be redeemed. I kind of want that to be, like, Tommy was a good thing that was ruined by this story. And it is kind of, like, Ellie's fault. And it's not just Ellie got all these innocent people killed that we don't really care about. Obviously, she got Jesse killed and stuff like that, who is somebody we care deeply about. And she ruined her relationship with Dina. But it's also, like, Tommy, like, somebody from the first game who was always, like, a good guy, who's now, like, a prick. And, like, his life is ruined and he's divorced and stuff like that. Obviously, the divorce thing will be, like, harder hitting if... I only see the kids on weekends or something, he says. Anyway, interesting. Hey, whenever I pick up my phone, it gets rid of fucking Twitch here. Maybe Tommy joins the new antagonist group. Tommy can't, like, walk. How is he gonna fight? I don't think he'll be in an antagonist group. And I feel like Ellie and Abby becoming friends is the only way the story should go. I mean, I don't think they'll ever be friends, but they'll, like, do a thingy. They'll tolerate each other or something. I don't know. If Ellie has a nightmare and wakes up in the middle of the night and chokes her or something, that could be a good scene. Anyway. It would be, like, a cool moment if in, like, the first trailer, like, they see each other again, and then there's, like, a fight scene where they're back-to-back or something, and it's like, these guys that hated each other are now together. That's crazy, brother. That's crazy. But then it's just going to be a bunch of people being like, oh, should have killed her, Ellie's a traitor, or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's the end of this goddamn motherfucking video. People are going to click on this video saying, how the fuck did you get 40 minutes out of this trailer? And they're going to realize it ain't about this trailer and that we're really cool guys around here. Anyway, we'll see ya for... well, first of all, hopefully we'll see you on the main channel for a bunch of Last of Us scripted videos. Last of Us Part 2, that is. And then we'll probably see you for Last of Us Season 2 discussions, which I think Elite already agreed to recently. So... when it comes out, it'll come out. Also, I might do a video after I rewatch the series with updated thoughts on that. I don't know. There's going to be Last of Us bullshit coming, hopefully. Support link in the description below. Thanks. Now, you want to leave that little bit of silence afterwards, chat, so when you put it into Premiere Pro, you can cut it out easier. Anyway, anything cool to talk about? Now that we're post Last of Us, we have 5 viewers. I don't know who the fuck is here. I don't know if Alita's being quiet in the background. Poor Heath. I think Heath knows something about these games, but anyway. I'm probably going to make a shitty footy ENT video at some point. I'm not going to be able to do any of this shit. Has this Pokemon video thing updated yet? No, it has. Look at this. I am getting somewhere with this. Like, I am going through and editing all the sporadic notes I had into certain things. Like, this is where the current draft ends, and I've still got to, like, rewrite all this shit. And then I have to, like, actually make I have to actually write it good, because the writing right now is fucking terrible. This video is going to be very long. I really like the idea of the 3 Pokemon videos coming out in a row and then being like a trilogy, because they kind of are. But at this point, it's like, well, I can probably like work on a Last of Us video simultaneously and get it out probably before this. There's also a problem in like, I don't think any of these videos are going to do very well, which is like annoying because I kind of want them to do well so I could actually be successful. But they're also probably going to be really good. But I've made good videos that haven't... Like, I did fuck myself by putting all the kind of funny stuff in that Last of Us video before. But that was a lot of fun to do, so I don't regret it too much. But that's, like, a good video that's, like, never going to take off, really. Like, the other 2 are just shorter videos, like the 2 more recent ones, so I'm not too butthurt about them, and I still believe the first one could blow up out of nowhere sometime. But anyway, I just need to figure out a good title for this Battles one. Heath is still here. I know the gameplay in 1 is boring. Nah, it's okay. But I think Heath did play that one or something. Miller is linking a video. Is it going to be Nicholas Diorio? Not Nicholas Diorio, Nicholas Light. No, judging movies by their Letterboxd tagline.
It's provided by...
I've seen this 2 billion guy before.
Surfshark VPN.
Is this actually going to be good?
I figured what a movie's going to be about. And the nice thing about the film reviewing website Letterboxd there are others I've never seen on the internet these days.
Oh my god, is this his Letterboxd?
It's got
Whiplash and Lady Bird, 2 movies that I find very boring and don't want to click on. And Whisper of the Heart, which seems like some anime nonsense, and The Tale of Princess Kaguya, which is one that's on my watch list because I saw it in a Steven video one time.
On the internet these days is that they have a built-in tagline for every movie. Are these official? Some of them I definitely recognize, yes, but there are others I've never seen before. Where do they get
that
from?
Is true.
I have no idea. And it is precisely because of their enigmatic nature that I thought it would be fun to just take a look at a big handful of movies on this site and determine which of these taglines are good, clever, and fitting, and which ones are just absolutely abysmal, never cook again. Plus, there might be some okay ones along the way. Alright, let's do it. Let's see what the best Letterboxd taglines we can find are. Let's start things off with one of the most iconic ones ever. One that I first think of when movie taglines are brought up. Alien. In space, no one can hear you scream. That is just so unbelievably.
I didn't even know that's where that was from. Chat survey. Who's seen Alien here? Are we gonna watch Alien? I kind of want to. Holy fucking base! He actually has the best Ghibli movie there. Now I don't think that Kaguya one is a Ghibli movie, so that other one must be a Ghibli movie, and I didn't even know it or recognize it. And Miller the Killer is asking which one. Who hasn't seen Alien, Lamau? I mean everybody. Nobody talks about shitty Alien except Kind of Funny. I have seen like the first 15 minutes of Alien, I think. I do have an Alien DVD that I bought like literally like 12 years ago. Probably around the time I was getting really into Marvel movies, because those like podcasts would talk about Alien also, and maybe a new one was coming out around that time, though I don't think so. I remember I brought it home that day and I put it in, and I put number 1 in for like 15 minutes. I think I had a friend over or something and we were watching it, and we decided this shit is boring, I'll watch it later and we'll play Minecraft or something, because we're literally like 12. So I've seen them like hanging out on the ship before anything goes down, but that was it. Whisper of the Heart O. It's like Japanese and stuff. 2 of the 4 are Ghibli, Kyle. There's no way that Kaguya movie is. I thought that was one of those weird Steven, like, nobody's ever seen 55-minute movies from that one video, but I guess it might not be. If that's the case, we've got to take it off that goddamn watch list. I don't want no Ghibli nonsense on there. Miller the Killer saying it was just alright to his favorite movie here. It's crazy.
Perfect. Really setting the bar in the stratosphere right off the bat. Taking a
I don't care about any of this.
Tagline for a space set horror film, absolutely incredible. No notes. I'm giving that one an A+, which is the highest score in this.
What is this?
But
The
it's not nearly
time
as
is
inspired as the original
war.
taglines. As good. Cute use of a common phrase, but despite the army guys in the movie, I wouldn't exactly call this.
Oh, this is
Certainly
Alien
does its job,
too.
but it's not nearly as inspired as the
Alien.
original tagline. Solid B. Moving right along to Alien Cubed. We have 3 times the suspense, 3 times the danger, 3 times the terror. Okay, you're just setting yourself up for failure by insisting that this prequel is upping the ante like this. Even if the movie actually was 3 times the suspense.
People don't like this third one, I know that.
This just comes across as a little corny.
When I'm watching these Alien movies, all I want to watch is Prometheus, right? This is the crazy one everybody talks about, where like the origin of the universe ties into like the alien or something. It's like scripture and stuff.
And it doesn't exactly.
Space, like religion, like space Jesus stuff sounds really interesting. I think that sort of stuff is in like Event Horizon 2. It seems like it's kind of in Chrono Trigger, so that's kind of
One
cool.
of the darkest and most dour films in the Alien series. C. Alien Resurrection. It's already too late. Yeah, too late to save this franchise. Ooh, got him. I actually kind of like Resurrection. Sorry for being mean. Yeah, I don't know about this one. It's a lot more ominous, which is ironic because this is the really goofy Alien film. I forget if it was a line in the movie or not, but it's just not that good or unique.
Kind of funny I haven't gotten to this one yet. It's probably coming out soon.
This could be the tagline to any horror film ever, and it inspires no feelings in me whatsoever. D+. Alright, we can get to the other Alien films later, but I think now we should take a break and look at another.
Oh, we didn't even go to Prometheus.
With initially 4 installments. Shrek, the greatest fairy tale never told. Yeah, that nails it actually. It's an unconventional fairy tale. You've probably never heard of it, and there's a good reason for that. Because it's
I was thinking, like, people have been talking about Shrek recently. I have, like, no conception of what Shrek is really about, I don't think. I don't even know if I've actually ever seen any of them. Like, fully. No, I saw the one with the dragon in the theaters when I was a little kid. But, like, I have no idea. Like, I've seen, like another, like, let's just say, like, Cars or something that I saw in the theater and I don't think I've ever seen again. Like, I feel like I remember Cars a lot. I don't think I remember any Shrek movie a lot. Like, I couldn't tell you the structure of any of them. I know, like, Fiona is actually a princess woman, but then she becomes an ogre at the end to be with Shrek, I think. Donkey fucked the dragon, which is funny. I don't know why Donkey and Shrek know each other. I don't know if they're friends at the beginning or they meet each other. I don't know how the gingerbread man comes into this. I don't know. Puss in Boots shows up at some point, I'm assuming. They have a little ragtag group here. All I know is the Shrek PS2 Shrek 2 game, right? Anyway, so maybe we should watch Shrek. Shrek's pretty cool, huh? I bet they're short. There's a lot of them. We could add them to the media checklist. It is all the best Ghibli movies weren't ever made by Miyazaki. Heath's just full of the takes here. Now, 50% of the Ghibli movies I've seen were not by Miyazaki. And that other one was pretty sad, you know? You're like Eric from Blind Wave. He saw Shrek in theaters, but he was still able to blind react. I could blind react to Shrek. I feel like stuff would come back to me, but not Shrek 4, I'm going to assume the dragon one is. Or could it be Shrek 3? Who knows? How many Shrek movies are there? Shrek Forever After or something. That's one of them. And Shrek 5 is coming out, so there has to be 4, right? Do the Shrek movies imply that interracial marriage is immoral by making Fiona change into an ogre? Yes, but I think it's just to be funny that that Shrek didn't get the pretty princess in the end. He got an ogre and he liked the ogre better, I'm assuming. I'm assuming when she turns into an ogre at the end, he goes, oh yeah, and he really wants to fuck ogre Fiona. The dragon is in one the most. I think there is no way that's true. Maybe the dragon is introduced there, but they ain't fucking no dragon. Wait, no, they do have dragon kids later, right? That's the one I think I've seen. Shrek franchise. Let's look it up. No, I want to see the Wikipedia thing. It's going to have a cool timeline thing somewhere down the side. No, it's just going to have this fucking shit. This would have been the one I would have seen while I was a kid, but I feel like I probably saw this one in theaters. Do I recognize this orange-haired antagonist? Not really. I don't know. Shrek 2 has an iconic poster. No, that's not the orange poster. Maybe that's just for the game. Because 2001, didn't see this in theaters, wasn't born. 2004, definitely wouldn't remember this. Like, my first theater memories are like Cars, and I think Cars is the next year. I still feel like this is like too early. So it must have been this one. Then we got Puss in Boots over here. Shrek. No, I don't want to get spoiled. We're going to watch Shrek one day. Shrek rewatch when? Oh, I was talking to Jockey Bacon about I think I floated this idea. Did you know that Jockey Bacon on Mal has given Death Note a 2 or 3 and he hates it? And he gave Cowboy Bebop a 9? I didn't think Jockey Bacon would like Cowboy Bebop. Can we find Jockey Bacon's My Anime list? Jockey Bacon, not Nakum. I have been watching more of the Jockey Bacon podcast. I'm up to him talking about Castlevania on the 2023 one. Jockey Bacon My Anime list. Is this going to come up at all? Oh! Let's make fun of Jockey Bacon's stuff. Fire Puncher 5, that's disgusting. Vagabond 6. Jockey Bacon is simultaneously the toughest critic of all time, but he also likes some mediocre shit and thinks it's the greatest of all time. So you can never tell with this idiot, frankly. Oh, well, the battery's going flat, and he's got one of these special ones. Score. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood a 10. It's the only one. Then Cowboy Bebop a 9, Porco Rosso a 9, Spirited Away a 9, My Neighbor Totoro a 9, Steins Gate a 9, Vinland Saga Season 2 a 9, A Silent Voice a 9, Kiki's Delivery Service a 9. No, 8. We dropped down to 8 at some point, just with this one. One Punch Man an 8, Steins Gate 0 an 8, Violent Evergarden an 8, Attack on Titan, the final chapter's an 8, Free Ran an 8, Heavenly Delusion an 8, Don't Tell Him and don't tell him about shitty jobless reincarnation over here. Planetes a 2nd, Mewtwo Strikes Back, this movie sucks. Perfect Blue, true, this movie sucks. The Great Black Lagoon only getting a 7 from this fucking monongoloid. We don't have time to go through all of this, but let's just scroll down to the bottom. Oh, I just saw Black Lagoon Season 1 with like a 5. That's disgusting. Let's get out of the 5s. Jockey Bacon loves giving things 5s, and he hates things. Oh, I just saw Death Note go past as like a 3. Demon Slayer. Oh no, this Oshinoko thingy. Angel Cop. Clanad. Jockey Bacon said, oh, shitty Hunter x Hunter a 3. He's a genius, this Jockey Bacon. Forget I said anything. Zombieland Saga. Decadence. These are all the content shows. Neon Genesis Evangelion a 2. Just not my thing. Yet a persevered through it all. Why couldn't I read that? This was so good but so boring after episode 4 for Shield Hero. Goblin Slayer got a 2. Oh, this is just sad. Vinland Saga Season 2, same old story. I have no idea what that is. Death and Rebirth got a 1. Lamau. Gungrave. Oh my god, he's seen Gungrave? This is crazy. Lotus War. Oh, he hasn't actually finished either of these, right? Chrono Crusade, Chrono Trigger, crazy. Wait, it's kind of got the logo. Is this a Chrono Trigger anime? Longsword Wind something. Anyway, we got to end goddamn stream. We're going flat. Porco Rosso was like the best movie ever made. Was somebody praising Porco Rosso in chat yesterday or shitting on it? I couldn't remember. I'm assuming it was Miller. Assuming he liked it. He weighs his list so that it's close to 5, right? Yeah, I think he does that. Stupid jockey bacon. 4 is Shrek in an imaginary alternative world where the other ogres are still alive and Fiona is their leader. That does sound vaguely...